This is quite simply the most common question I get when speaking to B2B business owners around what ad platform they should be using to run paid advertising. And the question is, should I be running paid advertising on Meta or LinkedIn for my B2B business? Well, for the last 2 weeks, I've been running the exact same paid advertising campaign on both Meta and LinkedIn for one of our clients. And the results will surprise you. In this video, I'm going to be doing an ad account audit on both their Meta and LinkedIn ad accounts, and then going through and showing you the outcomes and results that we have got in the last 2 weeks and let you make your own mind up. If you don't know who I am, my name is Saeed Chowdhury. I'm the founder of SRC Growth Partner, an advertising firm that helps B2B and professional services firms scale their high-ticket, high-value offers using paid advertising. We take a holistic approach to growth from cold to close, from cold to cash in the bank. We come in, we build an advertising engine from end to end, then run it for our clients to help them scale. Before I get into this video and show you the exact advertising platform you should be using for your B2B business, if you want to find out a little bit more about who we are and what we do, I have our website linked below. So feel free to go there, check it out, look at our landing page, watch the video, and kind of get a feel of exactly who SRC Growth Partner or who SRCGP, as we like to be known, actually are. But without further ado, let's jump into the video. Okay, so here we are. So this is the LinkedIn campaign manager that we're in at the moment. And as you can see, there's a lot of campaigns ongoing, but none of these are our campaigns. Our campaign is actually down here. So SRCGP, what you'll see here, schedule DCT 101. So we'll jump into this, but I want to give you a little bit of an idea of what the performance metrics are here. So essentially, how much has been spent over the last 2 weeks. So the ad budget that we set for this client for both Meta and LinkedIn was $150 a day. And then that would be spread over a minimum of 45 days to 60 days. We always recommend at least 45 days, but pushing that towards 60 days so that we are able to do the relevant training that's required with regards to the algorithm and also understand enough of the data to be able to make an actual worthwhile decision on what is working and what's not. But just giving you an idea. So here you'll see this campaign, we're seeing overall 1.49% click-through rate. So as you can see here, there's 40,000 impressions over the last 2 weeks. 596 of those were clicked, so that's 1.5%. $52, I think this is average CPM, and then the average cost per click is about $3.50. And then we've got here, as you can see here, conversions, only one in the last 2 weeks. So that's about $1,000 per conversion. So let's jump in and see what exactly is this structure. So we've broken it down into two ad sets here. Primarily because of the testing features within LinkedIn. It's slightly different to what we would do in Meta. So we just broke it down into job titles and then job functions as well to approach similar demographics, but slightly in a different way to approach different pockets of the audience. Essentially, what you'll see here is the performance so far. So based off of that, we've got 21,000 impressions. So we've got a few thousand more impressions on campaign 2 and much higher click-through rate there with 1.7 versus a 1.2. It's a very tough ICP, super successful and wealthy individuals. The ICP target that we're aiming for are males above 1 million in annual income and doing more than $5 million in net assets that they have and they hold. So that's the ICP that we're going after. And as you can see here, we've got one conversion in 2 weeks. That's a good start. And we're seeing good click-through rates. So the ads are clearly performing to what we would see. Typically, we would want to see anywhere between 0.7 to 2% click-through rate. 1.5 would be something that we would be much more comfortable with. 1.7 is overperformance, which is really good on the average. And then 1.2 is slightly lower than what we would like. So then averaging out to 1.5, which works fine. And so that's giving you an idea of what LinkedIn has done over the last 2 weeks. I want to now jump into Meta ads, right, for our client. And as you can see here, there's lots of campaigns ongoing. We're going to scroll down to our campaign, which is the SRCGP CBO schedule here. So what you'll see is that we're running $150 a day budget. And so far in the last 2 weeks, we've spent just shy of $2,000. With the campaign, we've had 11,978 reach, 18K impressions, and frequency being the number of times a specific ad has been shown to an individual or a specific lead or prospect. And so that's been shown 1.5 times. So we really want to be going at around 1.5 to 2 times. That's really to give us an idea of how successful the actual creative is. As we move through, I'll come back to the results shortly because we've got a whole spreadsheet and a whole section that will go through that. So cost per 1,000 impressions is about $100. And then as you can see here, we have a 2-second and a 3-second video plays. This is essentially giving us an idea of hook rate. So we run specifically video ads for our clients because they perform phenomenally well. And that's what you'll see right now. As you can see here, 7.16 click-through rate. Compare that to LinkedIn's 1.2 and 1.7, 7.16 is insane. It's more than what we would be expecting to achieve for any of our clients. And at one stage in the first week or so, this was at 16%. So it was quite insane, really. So as you can see, if you compare it to some of the other campaigns that they're running themselves, much higher than them. The closest is 5.37 there. And so then following on from that, we've had 941 landing page views. And so I'm going to go into this section here. So I'm going to go into the actual infrastructure involved in that. I'm not going to go through the full infrastructure that we built out for this client. If you want to know exactly what that infrastructure looks like and what is a winning infrastructure for Meta, there should be a video here or there or somewhere on this page where you can click into and you can watch one of my videos where I go into and break down exactly what that funnel and full infrastructure looks like for you to find this kind of success through Meta ads. But anyways, jumping straight back into it. So as you can see, what Meta does, typically what you'll find is Meta will allow the algorithm to figure out very quickly what is performing and what is not, and then push in a specific direction. Especially since the Andromeda update, where it's much more weighted on dynamic creative and the amount of creative you have in an ad set and an ad campaign, it allows the algorithm to do much more with it. And so very quickly, what we realized was this angle here was really working for our client. And as you can see, the ad budget started pushing more towards that, and we got a lot more reach and impressions here, frequency here, and then obviously in terms of actual cost per impressions, 1,000 impressions, and then also 3-second plays. 7.5% of the click-through rates have come from here. As you can see, some of these others are showing really strong click-through rates, 13% here, 6.8% here, and 5.5% here. But clearly, this Meta has established that these are the individuals or leads or prospects within this pocket are more likely to click the link and go through and actually complete the application. So trusting Meta's algorithm, we've had 800 just from this one campaign on the landing page to complete the application. We haven't been using native opt-in forms or anything like that. And that's primarily because of the ICP. And we focus on driving real value and showing value first before locking them in on providing their information and things like that. And what I will do now is I'm going to show you exactly the outcome that's been involved in these campaigns. So I'm going to go into the actual lead sheet, attribution sheet that we have, and go through the actual results. Okay, so here we are on the Typeform submission lead list. This is the LinkedIn sheet, essentially showing you the one conversion that we've had from the ad campaigns that I showed you earlier. And as you can see here, this male is earning an annual income of between 250 to 500K. So wealthy individual. And this is what we were kind of looking for. Obviously, we want more than 1 million in annual income. But the problem was this person was a no-show for the sales call, right? And so 2 weeks into the ad campaign, we get one lead from LinkedIn advertising, and that person was a no-show. So already you're seeing that, okay, we spent $2,000. We haven't really had an outcome here. It could be quite frustrating and quite expensive, right? Alternatively, if we go into the meta sheet, this is the outcome, right? So going through over here, over the last 2 weeks, we've had 101 Typeform submissions. The Typeform is essentially they come onto the landing page after having clicked the ad, they watch the video at the top, and there's an application where they would click the button, an application comes up, and these are the questions they would submit in the application. So the name, the email address, phone number, postcode, specifically for this client, this is what the information that they wanted to be able to qualify out and put to the relevant sales team, whether they're male or female, and then the annual income. So what I want you to see is the power of Meta, right? Since the new algorithm, but even before that, Meta has been a super, super powerful tool and ad platform because it has 52,000 data points on over 2 billion users on the platform. That means that Meta knows you better than you know yourself. And they understand if you have the right type of creative, which we created for this client and had some really great results with the creative, they can put that creative into the right pockets of the market. And having done that, in 2 weeks, we've got 100 times more leads than from LinkedIn. Also, if you were to, let's take out less than 100K. So as you can see, we've got 70 individuals or leads coming through that are making more than 150K in annual income, right? So these are business owners. That's our ICP. We're going for business owners. We're going for CEOs. We're going for wealthy individuals. And how many of these can you, as a business owner, sell to, right? And you probably don't realize, and maybe this is a limiting belief, but most of the people that you think live on LinkedIn and will purchase from your services on LinkedIn actually also have a Meta account, also have an Instagram account, also have a WhatsApp account. And that's what Meta advertising is. It is a platform that gets eyeballs in front of your right ICP, whether that is in Meta, Instagram, WhatsApp, right? And so that's what I really want you to understand today is the real power of Meta, right? Compared to LinkedIn. LinkedIn, right? Everyone talks about it and you think CEOs, business people, professionals, you should be advertising on LinkedIn. These same people are on these other platforms. You may not make decisions on ads that you see on these, but people do. And Meta understand. And if you get the right creatives, understand the angles that you're going to be doing and test heavily, you can very much do well with Meta if you have a back-end infrastructure. Because the difference is, right, the quality of lead should be better on LinkedIn because it's more segmented and it will cost more. However, you'll get volume with Meta. And if you have a back-end infrastructure that actually has a mechanism to convert these leads in the sales process, then really Meta is always the way to go. And as a B2B or professional services firm, you don't need a huge amount of number of clients to close for it to make a material difference to your business. This client of ours, their offers start at $50,000, right? They've spent less than $2,000, got 101 leads. And let's say, as you can see, these two green are the conversions that I've shown you on the ad account for Meta. This ICP is more than 5 million. If they close these deals, they've made what, 100x on their investment in ads. And so that's what you really need to be looking at. It's like, how do you charge more and how do you create the right ads and the right offer to get in front of the right people? And let the algorithm, let Meta do what Meta does best. Get your ads, get your offer in front of the right people, right? And then have a mechanism in the background. If you want to know what the mechanism is and what the infrastructure looks like for this specific ad and what we do for our clients, check out the other video I mentioned earlier in the video. We'll probably bring it up again here. And that way you can have a look at that. And if you're interested in what that would look like for your business, feel free to click the link below where our website is and then book a meeting through there. I'm happy to have a conversation, see what that might look like for you. Hopefully you've had a bit of an eye-opening experience right now in showing you the actual numbers that can actually be affected within the B2B and professional services space. Hopefully you found this informative and interesting. If you do like this content, stick around and subscribe. I'll be creating lots more content around this and our clients and advertising and growing your business. So yeah, feel free to stick around for that. And I'll see you on the next one. Pleasure.